Hi, everyone. Now, one of the biggest questions that I always get is, how is my child so smart? How am I supposed to be smarter than my child? How was I supposed to know that it took a psychologist, a professional educator, PhD, brain science researcher to understand my child? Well, breathe in, breathe out. No, you are definitely smart enough to raise your child and to bring this beautiful human being into their fullest potential as a loving, happy, thriving member of society. But here's the deal. You are never smarter than your child in the moment because you have adult commitments, obligations. You want to move forward. You want to be efficient. So what happens is your child is smarter than you because they know how to delay, distract, create drama and chaos all around you. Remember, we are celebrating those messes. That is the fairy dust of childhood, and I love it. I love what they bring to our relationships and to this world. But you are not smarter than your child when they are steering the moment and creating chaos. And the sad part is, when they're in that storm, when they have all of that crazy making power, they're not feeling safe and secure either. So they think they're having fun, but they're really struggling. So I do need you to be smarter than your child. They also know your emotions better than you do. We're grown-ups. We've learned to function pretty efficiently, even when we're angry, frustrated, tired, hungry, exhausted. Your child knows your right brain. They can feel when you're starting to fall apart, and because that creates instability for them, they can be the gasoline on the fire that takes you from this far from crazy to this far from crazy. No, from this far to this far. So you are not smarter than your child in the moment. Also, you're not smarter than your child from a child development point of view. Parents are always playing catch up. What you knew a year ago, you didn't know before you hit that crazy stage. When now you can look back at being a newborn parent and go, I got newborns down, until you have that other child that's a completely different personality, temperament, and everything. But yeah, you've got great 20/20 hindsight. When your child hits a new stage, when your child hits a new struggle, when your child is in new skill building, their disequilibrium creates disequilibrium for you. So no, you're not smarter in the moment, but you have the ability to do something your child can't do, and that is reflect. Make a plan, evaluate. So when things aren't going well, I want you to take a step back and say, wow, meal times are always stressful. Getting out of school, leaving the playground, those things are always stressful. Anything that is creating ongoing, routine, predictable stress and drama, you need to sit back and evaluate. Parenting requires a pause to think, to feel, to reground yourself, with help from your partner, from your friends, from your family, from your teachers, from your whole tribe and village. So take a moment. So step number 1, what do I need you to do when you don't feel smarter than your child? I need you to first know what you know. Accept that your ground is a really good starting place, and that your years on this planet equipped you to handle everything that your child is bringing to you. And that's a strategic feeling and piece of wisdom, insight from research. Trust your inner locus of control. Trust your gut. If you parent from where you are parenting from the strongest foundation possible. Okay, so you're not going to be able to respond in the moment. In the moment, you're reactive, you're crazy, you're grasping at straws, you're being desperate parent, and your child is laughing and watching as you try this, try this, try this, try this. That won't work. That just shows your child that you have no clue. So pretend you have a clue by making a plan. Make a plan based on what you know best about yourself and be really honest. Don't try to be that two-dimensional parent that you read about in the magazine that's like, oh yeah, when he does this, I'm gonna do this. No, don't fool yourself. You can only parent your way. And don't fool yourself that your child is going to say, thanks, I've been waiting for you to tell me that, and I'm going to comply and cooperate the very first time you tell me. It's not going to happen that way. So have a plan and commit to it. Commit. For at least a week or two, give yourself time to learn what's working and not working in that plan before you go grasping at other straws. In tech, in software, I don't really know that field. There's that phrase called iterating. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just keep working it until you figure it out and you can internalize it, synthesize it, integrate it into something masterful for you and your child. So give yourself the time to learn and your child the time to learn, and you'll be very, very, very surprised that a pause and some time for learning, to watch yourselves, to get to know each other, to understand how he responds, how she responds, how you respond, will give you the truest wisdom about this relationship-based parenting. And then the final tip that I have for you is, please, please, please don't try to change everything at once. When you decide you're going to take on this new, I'm really smart and ready to have happy, sane meal times and stress-free bedtimes and neat and clean whatever times, only work on one thing at a time. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, you don't want to overwhelm your child, and you want to make sure that there's a lot of continuity and unconditional love behind all of the changes. And the changes aren't because you're trying to fix your child into something that they aren't. The changes are to say, you know what, we want to all be happy and we want to have stress-free lives. So it is coming from that place of love. You are smart enough, you are loving enough, and you will be creative enough too. Thanks for listening.